Salutations, Illumineers, and welcome back to the Lorcana Rundown. I'm Silver.
I'm Andrew.
And we have a lot of ground to cover today, friends.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a major spoiler dump today between the foreign language Discord servers. Both the German and the French Discord servers got a lot of goodies popped into them. And we also have the top 8 from the October 2K Apex TCGPlayer Invitational Qualifier. So let's start off with the tournament results.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we had a lot of interesting... I mean, a lot of the deck lists you've seen before. There was one interesting list that kind of snuck in there that we're going to talk about a little bit. But in first place, we have a Ruby Amethyst control deck.
Surprise, surprise.
No surprises there. In second place, we have an Amber Steel aggro. Then in third place, this is the interesting one. It was an Amber Steel Musketeers deck.
Musketeers strike again.
Yes. So it was a pretty interesting list on that one. And I'll go through real quick. Fourth place was another Ruby Amethyst control deck. Fifth and sixth was Amber Steel aggro. Seventh was Emerald Amethyst aggro. And then last was an Amber Sapphire mid-range deck. So, decks we've seen before, but this Musketeers deck was pretty cool to see. It ran basically, it looks like all three of the Musketeers that you see. So you have the Donald Duck Musketeer, the Goofy Musketeer, and Mickey Mouse Musketeer.
Yeah, it ran 4 of each of those and 4 of the Musketeer tabards.
Okay. So yeah, it was, it looks like a fun aggro list, to be honest with you. It looks like it was a real good way to protect the Lilo Making a Wish card. And yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they packed it full of bodyguards to take advantage of that card draw from Musketeer Tabard, and just used those bodies to surround high lore generators like the 1-drop Lilo and Aladdin, who quests for 2 lore.
Oh yeah, Cornered Swordsman, yeah.
Yes, and I think the 2 lore LeFou.
Okay.
Fumbler.
Yeah.
But it's really neat because it also runs Rapunzel, so you're getting a lot of card draw between her coming in, putting your bodyguards back up to full, and then also the Musketeer Tabard going off anytime they actually happen to get banished.
Wow, okay, yeah, no, that's really cool. So yeah, that was a lot of cool decks that kind of went in, you know, stuff we expected, but that Musketeers one, did not expect that one to hit. And that was third place too, so yeah, congrats on that.
And it's nice to see like a healthy meta where these dark horse decks can come out of nowhere and just, and I don't know if you can really call it a dark horse because it does still run the Amber Steel standards like Grab Your Sword and Rapunzel. It has the giant tanks in there, but it's a nice different flavor on the archetype.
Sure, it's something I definitely would like to try.
Another one that was interesting was that Amber Sapphire. Words are hard. That Amber Sapphire deck, it was nice to see that coming back in, because for the past couple tournaments, we just haven't seen Sapphire up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people are saying that with only one Emerald Amethyst coming in, and that being at 7th, that the control decks have just learned to walk over it. They've put in Pongo, they've put in Goofy, and the problem of Emerald Amethyst has been solved. What say you?
It's still a viable deck. It's still fast, and it can still go past the Pongos and the Goofies. I know this firsthand.
So I'm really curious to see how this invitational is going to play out. And I'm surprised because we have a lot of familiar faces from the other TCG circuits. Like there are some old professional Magic players on here. I think there's some professional Pokemon players that are going to be playing.
That's great.
So it's going to be an interesting event. I'm pretty sure they're going to be live streaming it. So definitely something to check out.
And which invitational was that again?
This is the TCGPlayer Apex Games Invitational.
Oh, so there's another one, not just this one.
Well, this was the IQ.
Oh, okay. Invitational.
There were
Gotcha.
2 or 3 qualifying rounds, and then the Invitational itself, I think, is next month.
Okay, yeah, great.
And that's on top of the Miami tournament from PPG events that's going to be happening, which capped out on attendance to the point where they basically had to say, the fire marshal says we can't have any more people in this event. Our building is at capacity. People were not happy when they said there was a cap, because there wasn't supposed to be a cap. But friends, every tournament has a cap called the maximum allowable occupancy by the fire marshal. Consider that.
Yes, definitely.
So I think that's it for tournament talk today.
Yeah.
Let's get to the good part. Let's get to the spoilers.
Definitely.
It's been a hot minute since we did a lot of spoilers. There are more than 10, I know. I counted them since we did our last big spoiler dump. But we're just going to hit some of the big ones, the really good ones we saw come out today, and of course the Wizards battle in Amethyst.
Yeah.
Can't believe they've devoted quite so many slots to a single event in a single movie, but it's cool to see because it's a pretty iconic exchange there. But do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I want to start off with something really, really interesting here. And it was one that kind of stood out to me, and it looks like something that could be interesting to run. And it's Arthur, Wizard's Apprentice. It's a character in Amethyst. It's a 3 on Inkable, 1/3 character. And it has the ability Student. Whenever this character quests, you may return another chosen character of yours to your hand to gain 2 lore. I really, really like this one because there's a lot you can definitely return and bounce back into your hand to help you get that lore advantage and to go from there. And I really think this could be something that could be broken.
I think especially if you take into consideration the things we've seen in the Wizards Duel that have such strong interactions with bouncing things back to hand, this is definitely going to have some chops to it, and it's a super rare, so it should.
Yeah.
But in an Amethyst deck, this is definitely a good play on turn 3 because you've got 2 lore there, plus you can pop back a Pascal to your hand to protect it, or something similar to that. You could do it on turn 4 to pop a Mal back to your hand, get another card maybe. But there's just a lot you can do. And kind of using that to segue, getting into the Wizards Duel cards between Madame Mim and Merlin. Some more Sword in the Stone cards. We've got Madame Mim Fox. I think we mentioned this briefly.
We have mentioned this one. We definitely have mentioned this one, but we have not mentioned the snake version yet.
Okay, so Madame Mim Snake is an Amethyst Inkable 2-drop. She's a 3/3, so a 3/3 stat line at 2 alone is pretty good for an uncommon, but when you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character of yours to your hand.
Okay, so yeah, a little bit of a trade-off there. You get a 3/3 body for 2, and it is inkable, but you do have to return something or else you have to banish her. So I could definitely see some instances where playing it out fast enough, maybe returning something that maybe has taken some damage, or maybe returning that Maleficent back, or something else to get you some card draw or some type of advantage. So that could be really good.
There's also the potential of comboing her into deck, like if she was running with Sapphire. Yeah. Put her down, pop your Detective Mickey back to hand, and then you can get another ink off of him.
Definitely.
And then we've got, I love the art on this, Merlin Crab. He is an Inkable Amethyst 3-drop, another 3/3 for you. And when you play this character, and when he leaves play, chosen character gains Challenger +3 this turn.
The claws.
Go snip, snip, snip. This is great in the movie because he literally just jumps up and starts pinching the crap out of Mim. He's a common. He's not stellar, but it is another one of those cards in the duel that really has value when it comes into play and goes out of play.
Definitely. And continuing on with Merlin, we have Merlin Goat.
Appropriately named.
Yes, definitely. And I love the art, just a goat with glasses. That's great. It is a 4/3 body for 4, and it is inkable. And it has Here I Come. When you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore.
Which means that if he's out and Arthur's out, when he goes back to your hand, you get 3 lore.
Yep, and you just can keep boom, 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 playing them out.
I really think that this is going to go well. This Wizards Duel is definitely going to go well into an amethyst sapphire setup with a lot of ink ramp.
All right, let's pull up the next card
I think
here.
we still need to do Squirrel Merlin.
Yes.
So Squirrel Merlin is another common in the Wizards Duel. It is an amethyst inkable 2-drop. He is a 2/1 with the ability Look Before You Leap when you play this character and when he leaves play. Look at the top card of your deck. Put it either on the top or bottom of your deck. He quests for 1 lore, but let's face it, he's just there to get you a peek at the top of your deck.
Yes.
So he's a nice alternative, it looks like, to Yzma, who only gives you that trigger when she quests.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I could see that being really fun for draft.
Yeah.
Draft or sealed.
A lot of these are going to be great for a draft or sealed archetype.
Now we come to one of the big spoiler, which is it's a pretty good card in Emerald, let me tell you. It is Prince John, Greediest of All. It is a 3 uninkable 1/2. It has Ward, and it has the ability I Sentence You. Whenever your opponent discards 1 or more cards, you may draw a card for each card discarded.
And he quests for 2 lore.
Yes, and questing for 2 lore.
They really like giving green good rares.
Yeah, they really, really like giving you good card draw.
Yeah, green's for sure getting a lot of card draw in this.
Oh, for sure.
The amount of ways you can break this with different emerald pairings, we were talking about this a little bit on the way here, is the official ruling from Ravensburger, and they had to come out and say this as soon as the card was spoiled, is that if you use a whole new world, you get to draw a card for every card your opponent discards.
Yes.
So a whole new world resolves, you discard, draw your 7. Your opponent discards. If you hit a full or better hand, those cards go bye-bye. They draw 7. You get to draw 7 plus the 7 that you just drew from Whole New World, or however many they discarded.
And I will say it is a May ability, so if you're running low on your deck, you do not have to do it as well. This is a May ability.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about decking yourself. If you've only got 5 cards left in deck, just
don't do
draw 4.
it. Just don't do it.
But this is pretty awesome because of how much they've given Emerald to synergize with this. Like the Belle they spoiled right back at the beginning of spoiler season. Whenever she is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all the cards in hand.
For sure.
That will definitely make them think twice about banishing your Belle if you've got a Prince John on the field.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so Lady Tremaine, overbearing matriarch. Poor Lady Tremaine not getting much love here. She looks very angry in this art, as she should. She is an uninkable 2-drop in Ruby. She's a 2/2 body who quests for 1. When you play this character, each opponent with more lore than you loses a lore. She's a common, she's uninkable, she's not great, but she's a draft card.
Oh yeah.
She's, there's not much to say about this. This is a draftable game. You're going to see cards that are pretty much just there for draft.
Definitely. I think this is our last one here.
We should probably go back and mention the Duke.
Oh, that's right. The Duke also came out. I forgot about that. So we'll mention the Duke first, then we'll go over that one.
Because he has some interesting goodies, I think.
Yes. So we have Grand Duke, Advisor to the King, a 2/2 2-drop that is inkable. And he has Yes, Your Majesty. Your prince, princess, king, and queen characters get +1 willpower. Is that what it is, willpower?
That is strength.
Strength. Sorry. I will get it correct someday.
It would be nice if it was willpower, because that would increase the threat even more in Emerald.
I always get them mixed around.
It would increase the threat even more of some of the early drops in Amber. But, no, this will pump the power of all of your royal characters. So, Mufasa.
Yep. The queen.
The queen. Ariel.
Yep.
All of them. They're going to be even more dangerous to swing into.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then probably the last one we'll hit today.
Yeah.
It is Prince Charming, heir to the throne. No thoughts in this young man's head whatsoever.
None at all.
None in the least. He has an inkable 4-drop in Sapphire. He is a 3/3 who quests for 3. He is vanilla. He's basically Blue Hans.
Yeah, this is going to definitely go in the turquoise high 5 decks. I can say that for sure, just because it's another less than 5.
Yeah.
Inkable, it will go in there, and it's a big quester.
Yeah, but he's Blue Hans. What's really cool about this is it has a nice lore drop in the flavor text.
Yeah.
So in the flavor text it says, he'd searched across the Inklands for the young woman who'd stolen his heart at the ball, only to find more mysteries. Ooh. So it's something that the Lorehounds are definitely going to pick apart. I have a feeling I'm going to hear a lot about this at League this week, as everyone dissects it to try to figure out more about the rise of the Floodborn story.
For sure.
But yeah, it's really cool to see how they're setting up these different archetypes. Yeah. And they're really supporting color pairings that aren't seeing a lot of play right now. Like Sapphire Emerald. Sapphire Amethyst. Like, just in general, a lot of colors are going to want the ramp that Sapphire brings to the table to support some of the synergies that are being shown off in these other cards. And we have been promised our next spoiler will be Ruby.
Ooh.
But we don't know when that will be.
Hopefully soon. I need to know.
Everybody needs to know. We have less than a month until Rise of the Floodborn.
Yeah.
And we've only seen about 20% of the set. We're at 42 of 204, I believe.
Okay.
So we've got a ways to go. We've got some really exciting stuff we're going to see. Mm-hmm. And I am eager to play this set in sealed, because there are going to be some phenomenal possibilities.
Definitely. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really good set.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll start seeing some of the Zootopia cards and some of the other Raya cards.
Yeah, maybe.
That looks like it's it.
Yeah.
For today.
Yeah.
We will be back here later again this week. Thank you for joining us on the Lorcana Rundown. I'm Silver.
I'm Andrew.
And as always, if you like what you saw, drop us a comment, like us, subscribe, and check out some of the other Game Talk Network shows. www.gametalknetwork.com. We got a little bit of something for everyone. Have a good one.
Have a good one, all.